Part 1. The Forbidden Truth. They never tell you this. But every room of power has a secret hunger. It hides behind polished smiles. Behind handshakes that feel warm but never reach the eyes. Behind conversations that sound casual but are weighed like gold. That hunger is simple. Control. Not of nations or armies. But of perception. Of who belongs. Of who rises. Of who remains invisible. And here is the forbidden truth society buries under virtue, morality, and empty platitudes. Power does not welcome you. It watches you. It measures you. It decides whether you are a piece on the board or a shadow in the corner. Most people spend their entire lives approaching power the way children approach fire. With fascination mixed with fear. Stepping close enough to feel its warmth but never close enough to understand its nature. They think authority comes from noise or confidence or ambition. It doesn't. Real authority begins in silence. In the ability to see what others overlook. In the patience to wait until everyone else reveals themselves before you reveal anything at all. Machiavelli understood this long before his words were ever printed. It is necessary to be a fox to discover the snares. He wrote in The Prince. And a lion to terrify the wolves. He wasn't teaching deception or cruelty. He was teaching perception, to see the motives behind gestures, the insecurities inside strength, the cracks hidden under armor. The world calls this manipulation. Power calls it awareness. But here is the paradox the powerless never grasp. The higher you climb, the more invisible the rules become. The deeper the silence grows. And the moment you break that silence too early, you brand yourself as prey. This is why most people fail before they ever start. They enter with eagerness. They speak to be liked. They reveal to be understood. They mistake visibility for relevance, forgetting that even light bends when it touches the right angles. Power is never drawn to loudness. It is drawn to those who move with the steady inevitability of a shadow at dusk, expanding quietly until it becomes impossible to ignore. You're not here to join the world of the powerful. You're here to infiltrate it. Different objective, different posture, different psychology. Look around and notice how people behave when someone influential walks into the room. Voices shift, postures stiffen, smiles turn artificial. This subtle trembling of the crowd tells you everything. Most humans secretly worship power, even when they claim to despise it. But worship creates distance, and distance creates hierarchy. To truly connect with the powerful, you must learn the first lesson. Never behave like their follower. Behave like their mirror. Yet the deeper truth lies elsewhere. A mirror does not speak. A mirror does not rush. A mirror does not reveal what it wants. A mirror simply reflects. And because it reflects, people reveal themselves. Your silence becomes the stage where their arrogance performs. Your calmness becomes the space where their insecurities breed. Your restraint becomes the test they didn't know they were taking. And while they perform, while they reveal, while they search for confirmation in your eyes, you learn what everyone else misses. This is how the powerful unknowingly open their gates. Not to those who impress them, but to those who understand them. People think power is armored. It isn't. It is layered like an onion. Every rank peels away another insecurity. At the top, where the air grows thin, where loyalty is rented and betrayal is common currency, everyone is terrified of someone who cannot be read. That is your advantage. Mystery is leverage. Silence is leverage. Distance is leverage. And the moment you internalize this, everything changes. The premise is simple, but its implications are ruthless. Power does not treat you as a friend. Power evaluates you as a resource. The question isn't, do they like you? The question is, do they fear losing access to what only you can provide? That fear is what opens closed doors. Not charm. Not talent. Not virtue. Leverage. But leverage is not gained through force. Leverage is gained through perception. And perception is built not by what you show, but by what you withhold. Some of history's most influential figures never raised their voices. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the largest empire of his time, wrote more to himself than to others. Lao Tzu taught that true strength flows like water, shaping everything without announcing itself. And Machiavelli, the name whispered like a warning, understood the quiet operator better than anyone alive or dead. The promise made was a necessity of the past. He observed, the broken promise is a necessity of the present. Those who do not understand this line fear it. Those who understand power see truth in it. Power is not moral. Power is situational. Power chooses what is useful in the moment, not what is fair. This is why the powerful often discard those who serve too eagerly. Neediness is contamination. Predictability is death. Attachment is a confession of weakness. You rise by becoming the one force they rely on yet never fully understand. The quiet figure in the room whose presence stabilizes everything without claiming anything. And there is a moment, subtle but unmistakable, when you sense the shift. When they begin waiting for your reaction. When they adjust their tone to match yours. When they seek your approval without realizing it. That moment is the beginning of real influence. Not dominance. Not recognition. But something far more dangerous. Dependence. But before you reach that stage, you must walk through the shadows. The part of the journey where you observe, not act, where you study, not speak, where you cultivate presence without demanding place. Because once they can predict you, you are nothing. Once they can read you, you are replaceable. Once they believe they know you, you vanish from their hierarchy. So you must move like a riddle. Live like a whisper. Appear like a calm question no one can answer. If you do this correctly, you will begin to sense an unsettling truth. Power does not intimidate you anymore. It watches you. It adapts to you. It tests you. Because it recognizes something it rarely encounters. Someone whose silence carries weight. Someone who listens like a strategist. Someone who moves like he belongs, even before the room admits it. Now the question is not whether you can understand this world. The question is whether you can reshape it. Because if these words disturb you, it means your instincts are still tied to weakness. But if they calm you, if they sharpen you, if they awaken something cold and focused inside you, then you're ready for what comes next. Part 2. Power doesn't move in straight lines. It coils. It circles. It watches from angles the untrained mind never sees. The deeper you walk into its territory, the more you understand that influence is not built on dominance, but on psychological gravity, the kind that pulls people into your orbit without a word, the kind that alters the rhythm of a room the moment you step inside. And here is where the second forbidden truth begins revealing itself. The powerful are not gods. They are mirrors with crowns. Whatever they see in you, they reflect back with tenfold intensity. If you appear eager, they see desperation. If you appear intimidated, they see inferiority. But if you appear self-contained, unreadable, disciplined, they feel something they rarely feel. Respect. Maybe even unease. Because real power is always more afraid of what it does not understand. This is why your ascent cannot be loud. Noise announces insecurity. Stillness announces certainty. And certainty, when carried with quiet discipline, bends hierarchies like heat bends steel. But here is the paradox. Stillness is not passivity. Stillness is control. The fox studies. The lion strikes. Both, as Machiavelli knew, are required. Insight 1. The terrain of desire. Power flows toward those who understand desire better than the ones who feel it. The powerful hide their cravings behind rituals of respectability, behind curated images, behind the performance of Stoicism. But desire always leaks through their timing, their tone, their selective generosity. Most people try to impress power with achievement. But the wise operator uses attention. Not attention given. Attention withheld. Because nothing exposes a person's priorities faster than what they chase when you stop offering yourself freely. They'll reveal what they fear, what they crave, what they avoid. This is when you learn the invisible architecture of their psyche, the blueprint you'll never show but will always use. Yet the deeper truth lies elsewhere. Understanding their desires is only the first layer. The next is shaping them. A comment timed at the right moment. A silence that forces introspection. A new perspective that makes them question their certainty. Each is a blade sharper than flattery. A single line can reroute the path of a powerful mind. A single pause can destabilize their confidence long enough for clarity to enter. Not because you dominate them, but because you guide their thinking without ever appearing to lead. Insight 2. The theater of masks. Everyone wears a mask in the presence of power. But the powerful wear masks even when they are alone. Their status demands it. Their position depends on it. Their fears reinforce it. This is where your advantage becomes lethal. You do not need to remove their mask. You only need to see the cracks. Notice where their voice softens. Notice whom they never interrupt. Notice the moments they avoid certain topics or rush into others. These are the fractures where influence enters. And when you understand these fractures, you understand the person behind the presentation. Not the role, not the public image, the human being, the one they protect with all their power yet betray in every gesture. Machiavelli wrote that men judge more by their eyes than by their hands because everyone can see. But few can understand. This is that understanding. This is the vision that makes courts, boardrooms, and kingdoms tilt in your favor. But here is the moment everything changes. Once someone believes you see them, they stop pretending around you. They lower their guard without realizing it. They mistake your silence for trustworthiness. They mistake your observation for empathy. And now they are vulnerable in your presence while believing they are safe. Insight 3. The architecture of emotion. The powerful or emotional creatures trapped inside rational costumes. Their decisions, no matter how strategic, begin in the same chamber where fear and ego whisper to them in the dark. Your task is not to manipulate emotion. Your task is to shape the emotional climate around you. If you remain calm while others panic, you become a reference point. If you speak slowly when others rush, you become a source of gravity. If you maintain composure while others betray their intentions, you become the quiet center of the room. This is your hidden dominance. Not assertion. Atmosphere. People do not follow logic. People follow the environment where their logic feels safe. Become that environment. And when a powerful person feels their emotional world settle in your presence, your influence becomes irreversible. They may not say it aloud, but you will feel it. In how they turn slightly toward you when uncertain. In how they pause when you inhale. In how their sentences subtly wait for your reaction at the end. The moment they start self-regulating around you, you've already entered their psychological perimeter. Yet the deeper truth lies elsewhere. Your goal is not to calm their emotions. Your goal is to control your own. Emotional independence is the currency that buys sovereignty in any hierarchy. A person who cannot be provoked cannot be predicted. A person who cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. And a person who cannot be controlled becomes by definition powerful. Insight 4. The shadow of envy. Envy is the ghost that follows influence. It hides behind compliments, smiles, alliances. It grows stronger the higher you rise. Most fall because they try to outrun envy. You don't outrun it. You redirect it. When someone envies your composure, praise their decisiveness. When someone envies your intellect, highlight their instincts. When someone envies your influence, credit their trust in you. You do not shrink. You diffuse. Like a flame that warms a room without letting anyone see the fuel. This is not deception. It is survival in the emotional economy of power. Machiavelli warned that a prince must avoid being hated. But he never said the prince must avoid being admired. He simply understood that admiration must never cross into threat. Your task is to shine just bright enough to be respected, but not so bright that someone feels burned. Insight 5. The silent ascension. The most dangerous moment in your climb is when others finally notice your rise. Their perception sharpens. Their instincts awaken. Their fear whispers that you might surpass them. This is why you must shift your strategy. Visibility becomes poison. Mystique becomes medicine. Move sideways instead of upward. Build alliances behind curtains instead of stages. Speak less. Deliver more. Disappear just long enough to be missed. Then return just powerful enough to be remembered. When people cannot track your progress, they assume it is greater than it is. And assumptions are fuel. Not for ego, for leverage. Because in the world of influence, belief shapes reality faster than truth. You begin as an outsider. You rise as a presence. You end as a force. But it is the middle stage, the silent stage, that determines whether you will rule rooms or merely visit them. And if any part of this stirs discomfort in you, it means you have not yet shed the instinct to seek permission. Power does not grant permission. Power recognizes inevitability. Part 3. There comes a moment in every ascent when the world around you stops feeling familiar. Conversations shift. Eyes linger. People repeat your words without realizing they are quoting you. The same rooms that once ignored your presence now reshape themselves around your silence. And it is in this precise moment that you must learn the final layer of the game. Influence is not about action. Influence is about atmosphere. Power is not what you hold. Power is what others feel when you are near. This is the threshold where amateurs become intoxicated. They believe acknowledgement is arrival. They think invitations, proximity, and whispered praise mean acceptance. They forget the first law of every hierarchy. Power courts only what it cannot control. The moment you let their attention become your nourishment, you fall from strategist to servant. So take a breath here. Step out of the noise and into the stillness behind it. This is the vantage point the powerful spend their whole lives protecting. They don't want you to see how their world truly works. They don't want you to see how fragile it really is. But you see it now. Because you didn't rush. Because you didn't beg. Because you let silence grow inside you until it became your instinct. Not your tactic. Now you begin to understand the paradox Machiavelli hid between his lines. A prince does not rule by force alone. He rules by perception. He rules by choosing what to reveal. And more importantly, what to withhold. He rules by knowing that human beings do not fear weapons. They fear uncertainty. Uncertainty is the true throne. The one no crown can replace. The one no rank can challenge. And this is where your philosophy must evolve. Your influence cannot rely on charisma. Charisma is temporary. Your influence cannot rely on intelligence. Intelligence is common. Your influence cannot rely on charm. Charm is bought and sold every day. What lasts is control of perception. Not your perception of them. Theirs of you. When you understand that, your entire posture changes. You stop trying to be impressive. You start becoming inevitable. You stop reacting to emotion. You begin sculpting the emotion around you. You stop chasing connection. You start radiating value so quietly that people feel lesser without your presence. This is the beginning of sovereignty. Yet the deeper truth lies elsewhere. Sovereignty is not the peak. Sovereignty is the mirror you must learn to hold against yourself. Once you gain influence, you become the object of the same forces you once studied. People will observe you the way you observed them. People will mirror you the way you mirrored them. People will try to read your desires, your cracks, your weaknesses. And here is where most climbers fall. They forget their own laws. They become predictable. They speak too freely. They seek comfort instead of control. You must become harder to read the more visible you become. You must become quieter the more your name travels. You must remain still even as the ground beneath you shifts. The powerful respect only what remains unmoved. But there is something even deeper. Something colder. Something that will unsettle you if you are not ready. Influence is not maintained by holding people close. Influence is maintained by letting people feel that you can walk away. Distance is your crown. Detachment is your armor. Silence is your scepter. This is the paradox of presence. You must be close enough to be relevant, yet far enough to be untouchable. If you lean too far in, you suffocate the mystique. If you lean too far back, you lose the throne. The power is in the suspended space between. Now let's step higher. Above alliances. Above status plays. Above strategy. There is a realm beyond hierarchy. The place where only a few ever reach. The realm where you do not respond to power. You generate it. Here, the rules change. People no longer approach you because of what you can do for them. They approach you because being near you upgrades their own identity. You become the silent standard they measure themselves against. You become the reference point in their decisions. You become the unseen pressure that shapes their words. And when necessary, you become the absence that destabilizes their plans. This is the highest form of influence. to affect outcomes without appearing to touch them. But to master it, you must learn the most difficult discipline of all. Your identity must detach from the climb itself. If you rise for validation, you will fall for attention. If you rise for prestige, you will collapse under envy. If you rise to be feared, you will be replaced by someone more ruthless. You rise because you can. You rise because the world rearranges itself around stillness. You rise because evolution demands it, not ego. Now watch closely. The world will test you. It will tempt you with alliances you don't need. Flattery that dilutes your vision. Opportunities designed to buy your loyalty. Most people fail here because they think accepting everything is progress. The truth is the opposite. Growth comes from refusal. Refusal carves mystique. Refusal signals independence. Refusal terrifies those who rely on being irresistible. Machiavelli hinted at this when he wrote that a prince must learn how not to be good. But what he really meant was this. A leader must learn how not to be controlled by what others call good. Your values are not dictated by the room. Your tempo is not dictated by their urgency. Your worth is not dictated by their approval. This is the seed of true power. Not dominance. Not submission. But sovereignty of self. And once you have it, the world begins to behave differently around you. People speak slower. They choose their words with more caution. They look for signs of your reaction before committing to theirs. They treat silence like a verdict. They treat your attention like currency. They treat your presence like climate. This is the moment you stop climbing. Not because you have reached the peak, but because you have become the mountain others climb. And now comes the final truth. The one that cuts deeper than the rest. If any part of this journey makes you uncomfortable, it means you were not prepared for power. But if this monologue sharpens you, if it opens a cold clarity in your chest, if it makes you stand a little straighter without knowing why, then understand this. Your evolution has already begun. The rooms you once feared will fear you. The people you admired will seek your approval. The silence you once avoided will obey your command. And when that day comes, remember one thing. Power is not taken. Power is not granted. Power is not inherited. Power is recognized. And now, you know exactly how to make them recognize yours. If this unsettles you, it means you were never prepared for power. If it awakens you, then you finally are.